落ちた競合飛べないカラス
What's up YouTube, I'm Blackwing here, and in today's video I'm finally gonna showcase you my Master Tier Blackwing decklist that I actually also played in the Duelist Cup and got crazy win streaks with. So without further ado, let's jump into the card for card discussion, and let me tell you a little bit why I play the cards that I play. So first off, we play one Draw on Logbird, and this is basically just to prevent our opponent's maxis and full velocities to go off. So basically you can search this card through Small World into your hand, and if your hand is good enough, you can still end up on King Kalyuga most likely, even though you play Drone Lockbird on your own turn and preventing you from searching cards. So that's the main reason it can be here, or it is in the deck. And also when going second, you know, it's sometimes really good to have that one Drone Lockbird in your deck. And for example, if you go second and you maxi your opponent and they just special summon crazy a lot and try to deck out you, you can even use Drone Lockbird to kind of like stop yourself from drawing cards, which sounds crazy, but that happens every now and then. Next card we have Maxi, and even though we are kind of in a Tenpai format right now, this card is just one of the most broken cards, and I actually think Konami might start to hit this card on the limited list soon, because yeah, we just got Fuvalos, so yeah, let's see how that turns out. But 3 Maxi is one of the best cards, if not the best card on Master Duel. Just a crazy card, yeah, nothing more to say, to be honest. Then Blackwing Shard of the Waning Moon, just one of the best extenders in Blackwings, basically level 2 tuner, and you can also pop or activate its effect to remove itself from the graveyard to pop one card, face-up card on the board your opponent's controls. That's a really nice effect, you know, in combination with Full Armor Master that cannot be destroyed. So whenever your opponent puts that first kind of threat that could attack over Full Armor Master, you can just pop it with Sharna if it's in the graveyard. Great card. Next up we have one Harmadan the Dust, and Harmadan as a one-off is a must, because without him I don't at least know any line you can go for King Kalyuga if you have played Drone Lockbird on your own turn. So Harmadan is a really great one-off, and it also works as a great extender in multiple cases, and the level up modification is also a really great effect because it gives you flexibility in your combos. Next up we have 3 Vatas, and Vata is basically, well, it's a one card King Kalyuga combo card, and it also gives the deck a lot of what it needs. It's a level 2 extender which is also a tuner, and with the card effect you can actually send Zephyrus to the graveyard, you can also send Zonda to the graveyard, you can choose a lot of different ways to use the card, so I really enjoy it. Next up we have one Chinook, and Chinook is like an effect veiler just on your turn or also on your opponent's turn if you control Synchro Monster, Dark Synchro Monster, so that's really nice. And it's also like a Kalut, so you can activate in the damage step, which is really nice because it reduces 700 attack from the opponent's card. So sometimes you can play through like negations that way. Then next up we have 3 Ash Blossoms, pretty basic, also one of the best cards in the game, basically, you know, just negate Maxi or just prevent your opponent from special summoning something from the deck and so on. Next up we play one Bora, and Bora is a great extender because basically if you open up Vata and it gets negated, you know, you can just special summon Bora and from there go to Bora Storm, and you still have the whole King Kalyuga line. And the same thing is also true if Sadri, for example, gets negated, you know, you can just special summon Bora, then you can go for Raiders Knight, then Brave Strix, Arsenal Falco, and then ultimately end up on King Kalyuga on your opponent's turn. And it also adds flexibility in the combos, where you can special summon it with Vistrix, after that bounce it back to the hand with Sephiroth and special summon it back. So yeah, one Bora has been really great in the deck, and yeah, the combos that I've made like a combo video, you can check it out from my channel if you haven't already, explains more about the combos with Bora and Chris. Next up we had one Sephiroth the Elite, and yeah, it's just a must-have, because there's so many times when you can go like play more through Nibiru and just extend your plays and bait hand traps and stuff with Sephiroth. It's really great, and even if you draw it into your opening hand, because of Bora and Chris, and you can just go to Raiders Knight and from there to King Kalyuga, it's not even that bad, to be honest. So yeah, Sephiroth is, yeah, really nice card. Chris the Crack of Dawn, and this was actually Pot of Prosperity earlier, but I had like really hard time finding the correct card that would do as much as Pot of Prosperity. The funniest thing is that I just started playing Chris, and yeah, it just actually works out so well. Yeah, because it's like an extender, it's almost like a starter, and yeah, sometimes you might have hands that didn't have that many Blackwing cards. For example, you didn't find that Blackwing friend for Simoon to banish, and Chris just did like everything for me. It could also be like a second Bora, but Chris has obviously the effect that the first time it would be destroyed by a spell or trap effect, it's not destroyed. So sometimes you can actually dodge some strange spells or traps with Chris, which is obviously nice because then you won't lose that body on the board, and then you can just, you know, keep on special summoning stuff. Next card we have Shamal the Sandstorm, and this is just basically needed for the combo. So basically banish this and get one Blackwing monster back from your graveyard to the hand or extra deck, depending on what kind of a monster it is. Yeah, really great card, and really just, yeah, one of, back in the past I remember playing 2 and 3 of Shamal, but now with the addition of Bora and Chris, it's just so much better to draw, because yeah, would you rather have your Sadri negated and having a Shamal in the hand, or your Vata negated and having a Shamal? No, it's just a lot better to actually have the Chris or Bora, even though Chris and Bora doesn't have like that fancy of effects. Yeah, they don't just work a lot better in the deck, like in the combos of the whole deck, than Shamal. But Shamal is still like, it gives you so much extra extended playability or plays that you really need to still play one of him and the Black Feather Whirlwind, which Shamal searches. Next up we play 3 Sadris, and again, like, I think this is the best card in the deck actually, because, you know, it's a 1-card combo, you don't have to open up anything else than him, and, you know, you can also like extend your plays and going that Synchro route if you really want to do that. And yeah, Sadri, just, yeah, the best card in the deck in my opinion. Next up we have Assault Blackwing Kunai the Drizzle, and this card is basically also enables you the combo with addition the Zonda the Dusk. Usually want to send Zonda to the graveyard with Vata and then special summon the Kunai. And basically with Kunai you just level modify, for example, a Black Wind Dragon into level 5, and then you can go straight up into Brave Streaks. But Kunai also has different applications, so you can also use him really flexible depending on what kind of combos you want to achieve. Next up we have one Mother Spider Spitter, and this card is actually like just basically Garbage Lord, so but you won't have to pay the 2000 life points to special summon it. So it's basically here only for the Small World Bridge, and what makes this card so good is that, okay, first of all, it's level 5, so it's already half of the, you know, Brave Streaks. The second thing is that it's also an insect, so basically, you know, showing Maxi with Small World, then banishing Mother Spider Splitter, and then getting the Simoon to your hand if you so wish, and so on. The only card that it doesn't work with is Assault Blackwing Kunai the Drizzle, because both are level 5 and Darks, but it works with all other cards in the deck. For example, Ash Blossoms, because both have 0 attack, and Draw and Lockbird, because both have 0 attack as well. So it's a really great bridge in the deck. Next up we play obviously 3 Blackwing Simoon the Poison Wind, and yeah, basically it's a really great opener. The only thing is that it plays a little bit more into Roll and Lockbird, which is not obviously that nice, but yeah, it's a really good opener, and you need to get that or have that Blackwing friend in your hand to banish. But other than that, it's really nice, and yeah, now with Gamma being at 1, it doesn't get destroyed that easily, like either when going first. And then we have the one Zonda, and basically Zonda is just here to enable the Kali Yuga combo, but sometimes you can also activate, after you have done your combo, let's say you play against Tenpai and they summon the guy who can be destroyed by battle, you know, you can just special summon a Synchro and with Black Feather Whirlwind special summon the Zonda back and bounce the Tenpai monster back to the hand, and then just attack with everything, for example. So Zonda also has other applications which are nice, but you just have to think a little bit outside of the box to be able to do those things. Then we have Rank Up Magic Skip Force, pretty straightforward, it's just needed for King Kali Yuga. Then we have Small World, and Small World is basically just giving that consistency to the deck. Obviously we lost Pot of Prosperity like a couple of weeks or months ago, but yeah, the deck is still really consistent in my opinion. So yeah, 3 Small Worlds, I think it's pretty good. Then we played only 2 Black Whirlwind. You could play 3, but then again, like, you really want to have more cards when going second in my opinion, or more flexible cards than Black Whirlwind. And yeah, the only bad or downside with 2 Black Whirlwinds is that if you draw both of them into your hand, which happens like 1 every 100 games statistically or something like that, you cannot activate Simoon. So yeah, but then again you have to draw both of them plus the Simoon for it to be actually bad. So that happens like 1 every 1000 games. Then we have 1 Black Feather Whirlwind. And Black Feather Whirlwind obviously gives the deck a lot of like extension plays. You can play more through Nibiru and yeah, stuff like that. And also sometimes it's really nice the second effect, so once per turn, if a dark monster you control will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can remove one Black Feather counter from your field instead. And sometimes, you know, obviously your Black Winged Dragon and your Black Winged Assault Dragon gets those counters, so sometimes your opponent might not realize it, they make just a big monster, try to attack with a full armor master, and then you can just protect it, and then all of your opponent cards has basically wedge counters the full armor master gave them, and they're going to main phase 2, and if they can't attack over full armor master, they cannot get rid of it, and then you can just basically take anything you want from their board on your turn. So you're like, yeah, Black Feather Whirlwind, I think that's almost like a hidden effect that a lot of people are just like straight off like going into and they don't notice it. Next card, the Phantom Knight to rank up Magic launch, and yeah, basically this card is the card that gives you Kali Yuga, so really great. 2 Cult Body Graves. I wasn't the biggest fan of Cult Body Grave earlier, but now with Pot of Prosperity and basically Gammas and Drivers, you know, losing a lot of value, I think Cult Body Grave, yeah, it's like the kind of next best thing in this deck. So yeah, 2 Cult Body Graves, and yeah. Next up, the 1 Crossout Designator. The funniest thing about Crossout Designator is that obviously you can sometimes Crossout Designate like stupid cards, for example like Cult Body Grave or other staples your opponent is most likely on, so you know, it's just not for hand traps, it might sometimes be like other cards that your opponent is playing, which is obviously pretty interesting or nice. Then we have 3 Infinity Permanences, yeah, one of the best hand traps as well, I think a mandatory 3 of almost in every deck, so yeah, really basic stuff here. 1-0 the Starlight in the extra deck, so yeah, basically enables you to normal summon more, and usually this card gives you a lot of value. For example, like if you can play yourself into a situation where you first go through the whole combo, normal summon or special summon Ultimate Falcon, after that activate Ultimate Falcon's effect, meaning that your opponent cannot activate cards anymore for the rest of the turn, and after that if you can summon nothing and basically normal summon something again and trigger your whirlwinds again, you're gonna be in such a great shape that it's like hard to see yourself losing that game. But yeah, next up 1 Boreal Storm, and basically this is a card to dump Zonda to the graveyard if you want to, or Shargna, or Zephyros. So it has a lot of applications. Sometimes, for example, if your opponent has like a level 8 monster on the board, it might be just the correct thing to just spell summon Zonda, sending the Shargna to the graveyard, Zonda attacks over the level 8 monster, you get to spell summon it to your board, and after that you can just end up on a full armor master, and then you will have the Shargna in the graveyard. So sometimes Boreal Storm's second effect, that like basically Goya Guardian takes your opponent's monster, might come in handy if you're running out of extenders. Next up we have the 1 Black Winged Dragon, and yeah, it's pretty mandatory obviously because of Vata, but yeah, it's really good, and sometimes, you know, you might do that additional burn damage to your opponent to win the game. So yeah, 1 Black Winged Dragon. Then we have 1 Boreal Lord Tevet Dragon. This card is obviously banned in the TCG, and this is just one of the best cards in my opinion in the deck, because this just like, it's like a secure ticket that your Phantom Knight rank up Magic launch will resolve and you will summon King Kali Yuga, because this can just negate any threat that would basically destroy a rank up Magic launch or the Arsenal Falcon. So yeah, Boreal Lord Tevet Dragon is really great. Yeah, enough said. Then we have the like boss monster of the deck, Blackwing Full Armor Master. Obviously, yeah, his stats are a little low, you know. It would be nice if it would be like 3500, because then Chaos Angel and Despair and cards like that couldn't just attack over him that easily. But yeah, still, yeah, that effect is really good, and it just like auto wins some games for you. For example, Fluendaris have a really hard time getting over this card. Then we have 2 Black Winged Assault Dragons, and at 1 this card is like okay, but at 2 this card becomes like so much better, because sometimes you just might do enough damage that you burn a little bit with Black Winged Dragon, maybe with nothing, and then you attack overstaff, but you cannot finish your opponent off. But after that, if you can end up on 2 Black Winged Assault Dragons, you know, they will have like 2-3 monster effects and they will be finished. And sometimes like that pressure will just win you the game. And so it's a lot of the times that 1 Black Winged Assault Dragon wouldn't cut it. So you really need 2 of him. So yeah, Black Winged Assault Dragon. I also remember when I won Hermann Hansen in the Swedish National Championships at the end of day 1. The first game was actually just like this. I just met 2 of him, of the Blackwing Assault Dragon, and then like he was just like looking at me like, yeah, okay, like I have 3 monster effects and then I'm gonna lose and I have to get rid of both of these. He couldn't do it, I won. But anyways, then we have 1 Raider's Wing, and yeah, this basically enables you to go into King Kaliuga with only 2 level 4 dark monsters, which is super nice. However, you usually do not do this. You go a different route, so basically you activate Vata and send Zonda to the graveyard, or then you just do the Boreas Storm and send the Zonda to the graveyard that way. But if you want, you can still also go the Raider's Knight route. Then we have the Brave Strix, and Brave Strix obviously searches the rank up magic skip force to your hand, which is, yeah, it's good. So, yeah, basically like a combo piece. Then we have the Arsenal Falcon, and Arsenal Falcon, actually the second effect is something that a lot of people don't know. So if this card has any number of Raid Raptor monsters as material, it can attack up to that many times during each battle phase. So let's say it has Raider's Knight and Raid Raptor Brave Strix. Arsenal Falcon can actually attack 2 times at the same battle phase, and Brave Strix actually makes him get additional attack. So this card gains attack equal to its rank by 100, so basically Arsenal Falcon will become 3200 attack and can attack 2 times. So that's something to keep in mind that a lot of people like dismiss. But yeah, anyways, like his main function is obviously to rank up into King Kaliuga. Then we have Duo King Kaliuga, and you probably already know what this card does. Basically, when you drop this card on the board, it should be pretty much game on the spot. This has the highest win rate of any card in Master Duel, so yeah, I think that just speaks for itself, and yeah, that's why the deck is actually good. And also, like, if you just would play pure Synchro, you're just gonna lose the dimensional barrier that hard, but because you can basically go through the combo, like you can do a good Synchro board, or then you can just make a busted XYZ board, you know, that's why the deck is kind of good. But anyways, then we have Ultimate Falcon, and Ultimate Falcon, yep, unaffected by other cards' effects, basically have big towers, and yeah, just puts pressure on the board. Yeah, enough said in my opinion. White Strix, really great card. Yeah, basically sets you the Phantom Knight's rank up magic launch, and also extend your plays a little bit because you get to special summon that level 4 monster from your deck, and yeah, also, you know, makes you link climb a little bit, you know, easier. Vice Tricks, yeah, a great card. Then we have 1 SP Little Knight, and this is just here basically for a lot of the times where you get interrupted, like in odd like situations, or when you are in odd situation. So sometimes, you know, you maybe just want to make the SP Little Knight from the Brave Strix if it gets negated, or sometimes you actually want to make the SP Little Knight from Arsenal Falco, because even though Arsenal Falco was used for a Link monster, its effect will still trigger to special summon the Ultimate Falcon. So yeah, SP Little Knight is like a flexible card. You don't go to her that often, but it's still really nice. And for the last card, we have Darkness Metal Dragon of Dark Steel, that basically will reborn your Arsenal Falcon for you to be able to rank up into King Kaliuga, no matter where it went. You know, if it's banished, you can reborn it. If it's in the graveyard, you can reborn it. And what's really nice about Darkness Metal Dragon of Dark Steel is that you can actually use the effect every single turn. So that's just crazy, because, you know, it's like Monster Reborn every turn, and it's also after the monster has been used to something, you know, it goes back to the deck or extra deck. So, you know, you can kind of like get your resources back a little bit that way as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. And if you have any comments, please comment them down in the comment section below. And if you want to support the channel, you can become a Blackwing Master Tier member to access exclusive member-only videos, updates on my Blackwing decks, and you will also get access to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck Optimizer program that will take your deck building skills to the next level. So what are you waiting for? Become a Blackwing Master Tier member from the link in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'm out.
それでも一人じゃなくなったあいつは強いよ。